Hi, this is Ivana from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a stamping tool for my stamp. Now, I saw a video in where a lady used like a box, and I'll put the link of a video. But what she did is she created some type of box that this will fit. It was enclosed, and it was a perfect stamping tool because you can put an image on your card and you will position your stamp and push it down, and you can do multiple cards that way because it all will stamp at on the same area. So I'll put the link for the video so you'll see her version, but I'm going to try to do one. So this is the first time I'm doing it. So I want to already measured. I want to cut this in half. I do want to create another type of layout, and I'll have a video on that use magnetic plates. I have two other magnetic 12x12s that I'm going to use, and it's going to be for like a magnetic easel. I do have a tutorial of a magnetic easel that I created some time ago, and it works fine, but I wanted something a little stronger. I want to use these super magnets. So I have some magnetic backboard that I'm going to use to create a 12x12, and then I can fold it, and I'm going to use some real strong adhesive for that, but that's for another project. This project, I'm going to go ahead and cut this because this is what I need. And I already created my box, so this is going to be my box, and it's going to have corners, so that's why I cut this a little bigger than what it should be. And actually, once I cut this out, then I can measure it real good, put this in the center, and then I can make a box around it, and that way I know how to cut the sides. So what I'm going to do now, this is just regular portable board, or actually this is, how they call this? This is that foam board that has a little bit of thickness here. I got some snips here to cut my metal once I cut this out, and I got what I need. This is actually the measurement that I need for that, and it's right here. And actually, let me go ahead and measure a little better. So now I am going to measure 1.5 inches around this. Okay, so I went ahead, and what you want to do is you want to measure your block, and then you're going to measure out like at least 1.5 inches at each side. This one's a little more than 1.5, but at least 1.5 inches at each side of your block. And then you want to maybe leave at least 3.5 inches. I've been leaving a little gap in between, so that way you can use your fingers to pull and to pick up your block. Okay, this is my cutting mat. Now what I want to do is I am going to just score it, and I don't like using plastic when I'm using my scoring tool. And then I want to cut up to here, from here to here. That's why my husband doesn't let me do projects, wood projects. I am forbidden to play with the tools and make any wood projects because I'm not very good at making, construction stuff. I'm going to try it with this Stamp TV Rose stamp. You know, for that one, you really need to make sure that it's in the right place. Okay, pick it up. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it with the clear color first. Make sure the stamp around is all cleaned. And then I am going to position my stamp and then stamp down. Perfect. Now I'm going to take this one off and let's try this one. So what I can do is I can position it right where I want it. So let's pretend, let's see. Sometimes it's kind of hard to position these stamps where you really want it. And let's say we want it right there. That looks about right. Okay. Pick it up. Now I'm going to use my darker stamp or my darker ink. And position it where I want. And there. Perfect. I like it. It came out. You know what? I didn't know if it was going to come out or not. So I guess you're going to be seeing this video on YouTube. Now, you want to learn from my mistakes. Maybe you want to make it a little bigger than what I made it here. Just like 1/8 of an inch, a little wider. So that way, because you are using this foam cord, so there it does add like 1/8 of an inch of depth. So I would make it a little bigger because as you can see, this one is kind of like out. You know, I had to expand it out. But that's pretty much what I would, that's the extent of my modification for this thing. Oh, the other thing is that since I have a magnetic plate here, see, I can position it. It won't move anywhere, so I can put this here. So let me go ahead and try another rose here because I want to see how if this is going to interfere with my stamping. So let's go ahead. Whoops, I better clean this out. Let's turn it over. And let's say I want to hold it there so it won't move. So it's not going to move anywhere. See? Not going to move. I'm just going to use one. And let's try the other rose. I'm going to try this one. So let's pretend we want to create like a little collage of roses right there. And let's do 2, just because I want to play. Okay, and I'm going to stamp this. And let's see if that's going to mess up anything. And move it off a little bit. Now let's push it down. Nope, it didn't mess up anything. It looks like it stayed out of my way. Now I'm going to go ahead and position this where I want it. Let's say I want this here. And let's get the other one. Let's say I want this right there. Okay. So now let's see if it picks it up. Okay. Make sure I got everything, and now stamp it down. And there. I think this may be a little issue. Maybe once I put it down, so let's say I put it there, maybe I'll take it out and then, yeah. Because I don't know, well, yeah, I think it's not going to be very good to have this there. It moves it a little bit. But I guess I can use it for stenciling, or maybe I'll put a little tape on here on the surface to keep it on. I'll kind of figure something out. Maybe even a clip might be good. But otherwise, look how perfect that stamping is. It's really, really, really close. Okay? So here's my little stamping majig. I like it. So just remember, if you create one of these, you want to cut yours a little, like 1/8 of an inch larger than your block. You also may want to go ahead and, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I will modify on here. I would just make it 1/8 of an inch a little larger. And it's because, see how it pushed this in a little bit because of the dimension that I had here. I didn't calculate that. So I might create another one. So that way it fits perfect because this thing pulls off. That's why I didn't glue it down, because this is my prototype. And I might create another one just because. So I hope you liked this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now. Okay, I'm back. So what I did is, in order to fit this better, I cut off the little piece, see right there? I cut some of that off. And then now it fits nicer. Oops. So now it fits perfect. And you know what? I may just wrap some more adhesive throughout this whole thing, so that way to stabilize it more and make it a little more sturdier. I may paint it too. I think I'm going to paint it. But this is my little stamping majig. It didn't cost much, you know. The foam board, which I have for other projects, was $5.99, and I have tons left over. I'm planning to do some other projects, so stay tuned to some ideas I have for that. The little metallic plate here was, this was actually $7 and something, $7.97 for a 12 by 12 little sheet. Not bad. Again, I got some more projects for this thing. I'm going to use it, the magnetic board, use it as a magnetic board for some other projects. And then this foam tip is just a couple of pennies. I mean, it wasn't much. I bought a big old pack of 100 plus of the little foam squares, and it was less than $3. So not pretty much. So the whole project, you know, the little pieces with everything, I don't think it's more than $7 for the whole project, because remember I have leftover materials for other projects, so about $7. And if you buy that famous stamping tool that, you know, has a lid and it gives you perfect precision each and every time, that will cost you $50 without the magnets, and it's a little more pricey. And then you got to buy the paper for inside and things like that. So I think my little version works, and it works perfect. The only thing is that maybe I should make another one if I have a bigger block as large as my my stamp. Might be better. I think I might try to create one for my Fisker. I got that Fisker one somewhere around here. I don't know where I have it right now, but I have a real big Fisker one that has these little legs on it, so I might create one for that. And that, I think that's what I'm going to use, the leftover piece, to create another one, but with the Fisker one, because I really could use that one for big stamps. I think it will work very nicely, but for cards, this one is pretty good. So I hope you liked this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.